Hi, welcome to another episode of Story Time with Ms. B. That's me. Today we have a cool story, boys and girls. It's a story about an animal you may have seen before on TV. I don't think they have them in the zoo, I don't know, but it's a story about a porcupine. How do you hug a porcupine? It's by Laurie Isop, illustrated by Gwen Millward. So remember, this is the front cover. This is the spine, the name of the author, usually the last name of the author, and the illustrator, the name of the book, where you can find it in the library. This is the back of the back cover. Sometimes it gives you little clues about the story. Like this one says, how hard can it be? How hard can it be to hug a porcupine? Well, we'll have to see. And then we have the inside cover, which usually sometimes gives you more clues about the story, what it's about. So let's see what our clue is here. It says, hugging animals is wonderful. They have soft fur and downy feathers and are so cuddly. But, oh dear, the porcupine. How do you hug a porcupine? If anyone can tell us, it's first-time author Laurie Isop and talented illustrator Gwen Millward. They know that everyone deserves a hug. Did you hear that? This is the author's first book. Laurie Aesop's first book. Let's give her a round of applause. Yay, Miss Laurie. And guess what else? The front cover says, look, I'm going to zoom in. She's the winner of Cheerios New Author Contest. Oh, that deserves another round of applause. Yay, Miss Laurie. And then the back flap, the back inside cover, usually tells about the author and or the illustrator. So when you buy this book, like from a bookstore, like Barnes and Noble or Books A Million or Amazon or any of those outlets that sell books, you'll be able to look on the inside back flap and see if it tells about the author and the illustrator. Another shout out we want to give is Simon and Schuster Books for Young Readers. Yay! I love that division. We get a lot of good books. And also a shout out of the jacket design to Chloe Foglia. When it says jacket designs, it's not like a jacket. It's almost like a jacket you put on. When you put on a jacket, it warms you and it covers you. But a book jacket is what this is. See that this little insert here? It wraps around the book like a jacket. Just like you put on a regular jacket and it wraps around your body. So when you see the words jacket design, that's what it means, okay? Lots of information. Then we have the title page, How Do You Hug a Porcupine? Okay, and then we also have another page that talks about Simon & Schuster, Library of Congress information, catalog information. The author and the illustrator may give some shout outs. Huh? Lots of information. All of that is in a book. And when you get a book, you'll be able to see and you'll already know what it is because you heard it here on Story Time with Ms. B. Aha! On with the story. Can you hug a horse? Of course. A cow? With arms around her neck. That's how. A dog or cat is not so hard. Just hug them in your own backyard. Hugging bunnies is just divine. Oh, look at all the bunnies. But how do you hug a porcupine? We're going to talk about what those fancy little things are on the porcupine. Can you hug some billy goats? Entice them with a bag of oats. And surely you can hug a pig. Just spread your arms out extra big. With baby chicks, be sweet, be kind. But how do you hug a porcupine? This prickly fellow won't be easy. Oh, my stomach's feeling kind of queasy. He wears a coat of thorny quills. To hug this one will take some skills. And I'll tell you a little later why the porcupine does that. A hedgehog is a little prickly. An ostrich is a little tickly. A chimpanzee will hug you back. I've never tried to hug a yak. A giraffe requires quite a climb. Look, he's hugging him. He had to climb up on the ladder. But how do you hug a porcupine? Are you thinking? An elephant? Please hug his trunk. I wouldn't want to hug a skunk. A kangaroo, just hop this way. Don't let the dolphin slip away. A panda probably wouldn't mind. But how do you hug a porcupine? Still trying to think. Be thinking. Turn your brains on. You must go slowly. Never hurry. Porcupines aren't soft and furry. His quills defend him from his foes. But I'm his friend. He surely knows. You see this word up here? It says foes. Foes is another word for enemy. That's like a bad person that may try to attack you, or someone that might be jealous of you. And look what his friend is doing. He's putting marshmallows on his quills. That's funny. At last, hooray! It's finally time. This is how you hug a porcupine. How? Carefully. You notice that his quills are down now, and that's the end. But you know what Miss B did? That is the purpose of a library, to look at all the books and gather information. So Ms. B got another book from the library, to tell you just a little bit about porcupines. I found a book called Very Important Animals, and it's my encyclopedia of very important animals. And guess what I found on page 157 of this book? Look. Oh my goodness. I found the story, a little bit about a porcupine and a skunk. Remember we talked about the skunk in the story, how we wouldn't want to hug a skunk? You know why we don't want to hug a skunk? Woo! There are some animals that have to do things to protect them from other animals and people that may try to hurt them. So, a skunk, look. Let's see what it says. If they feel threatened, skunks can spray their attackers with the liquid that creates a very strong, bad smell. That's what skunks do. And look, here's our friend the porcupine. Do you know why those quills kept sticking up? Why those quills? They protect the porcupine. Why, Miss B? I'm going to tell you. Because porcupines have lots of needle-like quills on their backs. Animals that attack porcupines are met with nasty spikes. And when it's there, if you know how a needle feels, like when you get a shot, ouch! Imagine that on a porcupine, and if somebody tried to attack a porcupine when its quills are up. Ooh, spiky surprise. You try to attack a porcupine, that's what a real porcupine looks like. So that's more information. If you wanted to gather more information, that's the importance of having the library card, boys and girls. So you can check out books and get more information. See, this is a wonderful story, but Miss B wanted to find out what happens with the real porcupine. Why does the porcupine have quills that go up like that? Because if somebody tried to attack it, they get spiky, and if somebody tries to attack it, it's going to get hurt. So as you saw at the end of our story, the quills were down, and he was able to hug the porcupine. Wasn't that a good story by first-time author Laurie Isop, also the winner of the Cheerios New Author Contest? How cool is that? Another round of applause. See how reading can be fun and learning is an adventure every single time. That's all the time we have, boys and girls. I know you were having lots of fun, but if you want to hear more stories, tell your mom or dad to take you to the Miss B Story channel. Her friend Roberta F. Moore has videos with a whole bunch of stories on YouTube. Okay? So go to Miss B's friend Roberta F. Moore on YouTube and ask them to look at all the stories there. Thank you, boys and girls. I love you. Remember to be good in class. Read. And raise your hand in class. Don't just yell out the answer. Raise your hand and be good to your classmates, okay? All right. It's okay. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.